Mocha family, I'm going old school today because this is a video response. Do people even do video responses anymore on YouTube? This is a video response to Mindy from Cute Girl Hairstyles about her recent video that she just recently put out called Senior Parentitis, and she put out a request that if anyone had any advice on how to survive senior parentitis, please let her know. And so I'm doing this video, so help me to get her to see this video, share it, whatever. I'm gonna try to share it on her channel. I don't even know if you could do that on YouTube anymore. Remember back in the day when you could do that? In some ways I miss the good old days. But anyway, senior parentitis, as she has senior twins that are graduating from high school, so she's going through her launching season. This is the beginning of her empty nest, and a lot of times people will scoff at you, especially if you have a lot of kids. And when you're emotional and you're having such a radical polar opposite experience of emotions, like one minute you're super excited and thrilled about how well they're doing, they're your little adults, and you can see that in them, and it makes you excited and it makes you proud about the wonderful job you've done. And then the next minute you're looking at them and you're remembering what they looked like when they were cute and chubby toddlers, when you gave birth to them, when they sit at the table with you every day, and you're thinking to yourself that you're not going to be able to survive when they're gone and they're not there to have those moments with you anymore, and you almost want to go back in time and recover those moments again. So when you're launching your kids, it's a dual experience. It's part celebration, part grieving, and I don't feel like people really talk a lot about the grieving part. So Mindy, I just wanted to let you know that, and anyone else out there, not just Mindy, because I feel like this is something that a lot of people go through, but people don't really talk about. There is grieving that's a natural part of launching your kids. And even though you still have kids at home to raise, they can never take the place of the kids that are being launched. And when they leave, the family will change. Things will be different. And it's okay to grieve the fact that you've lost that family that you've always had and enjoyed so far. So let yourself grieve, let yourself cry, let yourself be upset, let yourself have that moment, just like you would grieve if someone passed away. We allow people time to grieve, but for things like this, we think people should be strong and they should be happy because this is a happy occasion. But it's a mixed bag of tricks, and I just want to let you know that you are gonna be okay. Like, I appreciated your story so much because I clicked on your video thinking it was gonna be a parody and a joke, but this was so much better because I feel like I was listening to myself. And she's 19. She's 19 now. My 19-year-old daughter is the one who sent me your video to watch. She said, "Mom, that sounds so much like what you went through. Maybe a little bit more extreme, but it really wasn't extreme. Unlike you, I did fall apart and have moments of crying, but I would always make sure no one was seeing me when that was happening, whenever possible. But I did have a lot of those moments, and I'm surrounded by people who are not quite in that stage yet, and so I feel like they were empathetic towards me, but I also wasn't sure anyone could really understand what I was going through. I wasn't close enough to anyone who was going through the same season as me to be able to get that reinforcement. But the best advice I got was from a mom who's on the other side. And, she told me that it was okay and that grief was part of the process. So that's the message I want to send to you. It's okay. Grief is part of the process. And further along, you'll see that there's a difference now in how you're going to be a parent. We never stop being parents, but our roles in our children's lives do change. And so, that shift is uncomfortable. I bumble and fumble my way through it even as we speak. I have a son that's about to be 21, and I have a daughter that's 19, and I still have 3 younger children at home. And so I have to understand that I have to give them their space. I have to give them their independence. They still do call me and ask me for advice. But this new thing of they may or may not apply my what I think great advice, there's just a lot more listening, a lot more trusting that they know what they're doing and that they'll make good choices. And even if they don't, like allowing them the space to make mistakes and fall and even learn from that. It's all very emotional, and I find it to be a lot more wrenching because I have to do it from a distance. I can't go into their bedroom while they're sleeping and pray over them and watch over them. I don't always know where they are because they're adults and they're out there with so many different things being able to affect them and being able to harm them. But I feel like spiritually, my walk in my relationship with the Lord has grown so much because now I truly have to trust him, because before they're mine, they're his, and I have to trust that he loves them even more than I do. So I just would encourage you to allow yourself to feel whatever you need to feel and try not to take things personally. As you will see, you're not quite there yet. You will see that they'll develop their own lives. They'll create their own communities, and they may not be as accessible to us as they were before. And it's easy to take it personal. It's easy to feel like it's a rejection. That's what's coming down the pike. But usually it's not. And for me, it has helped me. That is, if you have a healthy relationship with your child, it has helped me to try to think back to what it was like when I was in college, what it was like when I was first married, what it was like, when I was first trying to find myself, how busy I was, how much my mom did pop up in my mind. I did think about her. I did miss her, but I wasn't always able to make it to every event or to be there for every holiday. But it wasn't because I didn't love her and I didn't value her. Congratulations on doing a good job of raising your girls so far so that they're able to get to the place where they can launch. But from one mom to another, I just want to give you a cyber hug. Me too, girl. Me too. Leave your comments down below if you can relate to this, or if you have any further words of advice for Mindy or any other moms out there. I've been addressing Mindy, but truly this applies to any other mom out there who's adapting to launching your kids. You will adapt. And believe it or not, those memories back then that made you cry, there's even better memories. There's even better memories to make going forward. And there are wonderful things that you're going to experience that are going to be just as good. So it's good to keep moving forward, but it's okay to sit there and let your grief process happen. Keep talking to your kids, keep the communication lines open, and be blessed. You are not alone.